And I want to welcome you to another episode of Beyond the Surface Radio. I'm your host, Dr. Wanda J. Evans-Brewer. And today I want to talk about the culture of begging. The culture of begging. Recently, the herbalist up at the market put together some womb cleansers for me. And so she took it upon herself to come to my home. I didn't even know she knew where I lived, but she asked enough people, and they pointed it out. And so she came to me. And when she came, she had her two identical twin grandsons with her. They couldn't have been any more than 5 and 6. And I keep extra toys. I keep all types of little toys, coloring books, dolls. I keep this stuff for random giving. A lot of it's left over. Some of it are things that have been donated. And I make sure that it gets into different children's hands. And I try to spread the wealth, spread the joy. So it's not just concentrated at a school or a church or any of that, but just random kids that maybe they're out with their parents and the day has gotten long, or you'll see a kid at market and they're bored, or you see somebody, they're way too busy, and so you give them a toy, and it actually helps them calm down and focus and gives the parents some relief. So she came. The boys came in, and they were very well behaving, and I gave them 2 Matchbox cars apiece. Each child got a Matchbox car to begin to play with. So they were very happy. The grandma was happy. She had her daughter, which was their mother, with her as a translator. She was happy, and they left. Well, at some point they saw Isaac, and the grandmother tells Isaac, the boys saw a car at my home and they want it, and he said, no, what are you saying? He didn't know what she was talking about. And so it's actually a truck that's more like a conversion van that opens up, and it has a refrigerator and a kitchen area and a bedroom, and it has a place where you can go, a little mini grocery store. It's got a bunch of stuff up in here, but the whole point is it's Gia's. It's Gia's, and she takes her dolls and all the accessories and things that go with her dolls. She takes them very, very serious. So even if I had wanted to give them this conversion van, this car, this truck that they've seen, they couldn't have it. But what's worse is I told Isaac, they don't have the right to come to my home unexpected, and then they're coming in here spying and eyeballing stuff, and then you shop, you done made a shopping list. I'm like, the grandmother should have corrected them. Look, this lady has been nice to you. She gave y'all got 4 cars apiece that's very different. Y'all can swap out. She's been good to you, and that is enough. Because I can tell you, growing up in Detroit, with my mother, with them mothers from the inner city, they cursed you out before you ever walked out the door. Don't ask for nothing. Don't touch nothing. You ain't getting nothing. We was always told that. And God forbid you ask an adult for anything. And I dare you to be ungrateful. My mother was the type of person, well, since it's not enough for you, then I'm going to throw it in the garbage. Now, I'm the type of person, I'll give it to another child. My mother had no such patience. Look, I didn't want to spend my money on this to begin with. Since it ain't enough for you, it can go right here to this trash. And she meant every word of it. And she would hop her tail up and go to sleep and sleep well. So I don't understand this culture of begging. I was walking with Gia, and we were just sort of perusing and checking out stuff in the community on our way to Nalia's to have lunch together. And 2 boys that knew me, but I didn't know them. They knew from the cafe and the different times that I opened it as a community center who I was, and they greeted me. I greeted them back, and then there was, we're hungry. We don't have anything. We wish we had. It's like, what? How are you begging? You're actually begging? This is crazy. I said, well, listen, baby, if you're hungry, you're going to have to go home, or you're going to have to get you a job. You're going to have to do something to help you get some money, get you a job. The boy had to be 12 to 15. These were older boys, okay? I had just the thought of it, the fact that they were comfortable enough to ask me that. And I knew they were asking me that because Isaac wasn't present. It was just Gia and myself. Again, this culture of begging. So, there's another woman here. She has 4 children. They've come and they've enjoyed many of the activities I've put together. And so two of the little girls, the two little twins, I like these little girls, fraternal twins. They come to the apartment. They're looking for Bro Isaac. Bro Isaac's not here. Okay, so then they see this doll. I had this My Baby Alive, but it was broke. And it's missing a leg. We used to keep it because we were teaching to respect disability. And so Gia had put it in a onesie, that had the leg and enclosed. And so you didn't even realize it was missing a leg till you went and grabbed it. And then you knew. So the doll was clearly broke. I said, you know what? I'm going to get rid of this doll because it's at this point, it's not salvageable. But I hadn't gotten to it. They saw the doll. They want the doll. I said, no, baby, the doll is broke. No, we'll take it. No, you can't have the doll. It's broke. And so the leg was loose. Okay, so I took the physical part of the doll. So the leg was still out there. The little girl said, I'll take this then. I said, you're going to walk and play with a leg? Give me that leg and go home. Okay, go and come. When I have some additional toys, I will think of you and I will include you and your sister, okay? That need to beg. And so I told Isaac, I said, that is not safe. That's not safe that the children feel comfortable begging. And the parents will know that they're begging and not discourage it. They don't discourage it. They don't correct them. They don't tell them, you shut your mouth. You sit here and you be quiet. You mind your business. And so I happened to be in this group. And it was interesting, this woman's thoughts that she shared. And the first post that she put up, she said, is there anyone else feeling drained from all the begging? She said, I need a phone. I need. How can the couples relate on love and relationships when you hear I need asking from America? And it wasn't too long after that. And listen, let me tell you something. Every single person, if there was 20 people that replied, all of them replied yes. There wasn't one that said, oh, no, I've never been begged from. Like, it is just cultured in begging. So later she wrote, and I felt so sad when I saw what she wrote. It was so sad. She said, I have to say I messed all the way up. I sent $200 for some freaking gym shoes for the children, and now I can feel them through the phone, waiting for the right moment to beg for something else. I didn't mind at first, but woo, horsey. I didn't. She says, give, and never talk about how we can hold each other. Friends and family and acquaintances, I tried dating out my box, but now I see. It's March, and I'm marching out. I salute all the marriages, but I will visit the various countries and donate visibly as I see need. If someone from another country presents himself properly, I just might give him another chance. But as Lynette C. Smith stated, I didn't sign up to be an ATM. I signed up to marry you, hopefully bring you to my country. We prosper and cross barriers for our countries. Truly, I'll be in support of these that are making it. I do believe it is so beautiful to reach further for love and happiness. Please don't boot me out of the site. I do have friends that ask me questions, and this site has been extremely helpful. This woman has been begged from so much that she is literally leaving the marriage now. He has brought these various people's requests. Now, in defense of Isaac, he doesn't bring people's requests to me because he already knows, and I came bearing gifts. But I do still have to watch how things are distributed, how things are shared, when they're shared, why they're shared. That has to be watched because sometimes people are making sure that their interests are taken care of instead of the general interest. See, I'm in the tribe of the stolen African. I'm not invested and committed to any of these tribes. I'm not committed to any of them. It's all fair game. I don't care if I'm there, like she said, if I see the need, I visibly give. That's it. That's all. Okay. I don't have any, complete, commitment to any of them. So, and that's part of the struggle for them. It's like, wow, you're looking out for other people. Yes, I'm looking out for people Because the truth is, God's people are everywhere, and their needs are plentiful. The fields are full of them. And it's not just with your group and not just your community. But you don't have the right to exploit. You don't have the right to keep begging and bugging and then training children to beg. I should be able to give you a simple gift and not be harassed. The two little girls was out the day of the water. And it was so early in the morning. And they were so tired, face unwashed, slob stains. You could tell when the person got woke up, barely up. And I've been a kid. I know that space. So I had some popcorn in the house. I said, Isaac, I have 2 bags of popcorn. Bring my popcorn. It was milk. They put milk powder on their popcorn. I said, bring it. I gave each girl a popcorn. Did they not bring somebody else back to my house to ask for some popcorn? I couldn't believe it. He ran them off. He said, no, she gave that to you. That's it. She only had to buy. So when it was all over, even though that was one day, do you know the next day they came looking for some popcorn? You just gonna make me have some. Now I'm the popcorn lady. Yeah, I mean, and at the end of it, once you know what it is, you know how to manage it. But I'm disappointed in that the kids are, yes, very respectful. You're always going to be called an appropriate name, and they rarely speak if you don't invite them into a conversation. But once you invite them into a conversation, they become familiar. Part of the engagement is begging, and that is not good. I think of how many children in the U.S. suffer from sexual assault, from physical abuse, because they open themselves up to someone with a criminal mind, because they're asking for something. And the thing is, if you're asking for something, it comes with a side of something else, oftentimes. We have to begin to encourage them to control themselves, to self-regulate, to do things in a proper and decent order. And I think a lot of things needs to run through parents. But the parents have to have their mind right, because that's what I'm saying. That need to beg, that consistent begging is coming because it's cultured in, it's accepted. There's an expectation that the children will go off, and what the parent can't get in the wash, they expect the children to get in a rinse. You've been listening to Beyond the Surface Radio, and I'm your host, Dr. Wanda J. Evans-Brewer. And until we meet again, be safe in God's grace.